investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. We are going to take a look here at the old chart from Timing in the Trade from David White. It's a chart of the copper miners, and you can see it's a perfect Gartley pattern, a bullish Gartley. If you did the counts, you'll see that the number of bars down is almost equal. It's off by 1 day, right at the 61% retracement. Your risk there is probably less than 3/4 of a point, probably around 32.05 or something like that as a stop. But this is a completed pattern. And so I'm going to try to focus on one of these every day because they're done automatically and sent out to you if you have the service. And some of them are just really spot on. I mean, they work more than they fail, of course, but we don't know which ones are going to work and which ones aren't. Speaking of that, we had a buy signal in the wheat yesterday at 6:15, and we went down to 6:08. It just missed the stop, and now we're back to 6:16. So that one's starting to work a little bit, but it's not easy sometimes, because you get lined up with these things and you get an opinion on some of them, and opinions, they're like armpits. Everybody has one, and it usually smells. So just remember, keep your opinions to yourself. Now, yesterday we had one heck of a rally, folks. If you remember, we were on the show here, and we were down quite a bit, and we were seeing the NASDAQ turn around. But look what happened on the S&P, folks, yesterday, right when we were on the air. You see that 10:30 time? That's around noon time. That was spot on, an ABCD right down there at 38.45. We had three numbers there. We had the number from the middle of the night that took you down to there. You had the ABCD that took you down to there. Then you had the big ABCD from 4 days ago. No wonder that our thing rallied. And we went all the way up to 39.27 so far, and we're still rallying. So this is a very, very bullish market. And as I said before, if you're not using stops in these markets, folks, you might as well throw your money to the wind because they'll take it away from you faster than Hector can chase a dog bone. I'm going to tell you something about these stops, folks. If you don't use them, you're telling Mother Nature that you know more than she does. And Mother Nature, she doesn't like to be fooled. That's for sure. Now, getting into the method of the methodology that we use, pattern recognition. This one's driving me crazy, folks. The darn silver and gold. We came within $10 of our buy point. Actually $11 within our buy point of the gold last night, and then of course it rallied a quick $28. $28. But here's what we're still looking as a possible area here to buy in the silver. That's down here at around 23.75. We're trading above 25 substantially right now, so the odds maybe this is not going to get it. But folks, I'll tell you something. If this thing isn't heading down by Tuesday to get that number, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and buy the gold back because we got out of our long positions at 17.30 after taking $68 out of a $75 move, and now where is it setting today? 17.33. I mean, it just doesn't back off enough to get it bought. We got down to 17.18, and I was looking at it, and it was just getting ready to pop, and I said, oh boy, here it comes. It's already. I looked up, and it was $10 higher in about 10 minutes. So these things are moving fast. We got great volatility, but maybe we miss it. I might have to chase it. I don't know, but I'm going to give it another 2 days. Can't be too lax on this because I don't want to I don't really buy breakouts very, very well. Now, I did have a question from someone, and since we were talking about the wheat, I want to bring this up here to show you. They asked, the question was, how did I when I first got started out back in the grain markets in the late 60s and then all the way from then on, basically what I got involved with the cyclotech people, folks. You'll notice here that you see the 78-day cycle that's there, and that just repeats over and over again. But I found the Gartley pattern in I got handed to me in 1971. I didn't understand what it was until 1974. But you'll notice the 61% retracement came in. We went a little bit lower yesterday and then snapped back. And so far today, we're moving a little bit higher. But what you're looking at is you're looking at two 78-day cycles. That was called a nominal cycle by Hurst in his book. Now, what's interesting about this, I would like for you to look at the left cycle, the one from August to December, and notice how it crests on the right side of the bell-shaped curve of the cycle. On the right side of that. That's called high translation to the right, and that is bullish. Now, look at the one between December and April. You see how it crests on the far left of the cycle back in January? That's bearish. And that's why you got the big sell-off of what you're looking at. So one is left translation, the other one is right translation, and right translation is bullish. Left translation is bearish, because right translation means you're going farther into the cycle, going up before you finally go down. With left translation, you're cresting early in the cycle and you go down more than you go up. The cycle is still there. The pattern is still there. It's just the interpretation of whether you're going up into that cycle or down into that cycle. Now, I know the $64 question is, how often does this stuff work? Well, folks, it's like everything else. You toss a coin, it's going to be slightly better than 50%, but how much, I don't know. When I do the charts, folks, I keep it as simple as possible. I look at A, B, C, D, as Mark would say, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. That's all I look at. Then I watch the retracements and expansions of the numbers, and I see how it got there. Was there any gaps involved? Were there any wide-ranging bars? And if I see that we have a chance to have a relatively low-risk entry point, then I'm going to take it. And that's the bottom line of what we're looking at. You know, there's nothing magical about it. You know, I don't use oscillators, and I don't use moving averages. All of the great traders at Commodity Corporation didn't use any of those things. They didn't even have them on their computers. And they did all kinds of studies on that stuff. And the thing that why Goldman Sachs bought Commodity Corporation in 94, 95, they paid a lot of money for it just to get that program that they had, that Amos had built with the help of Jay Cross. But it was all based on volatility, folks. It was based on the volatility of those cycles. In other words, when volatility started to increase and those markets moved, that thing triggered something to do. And, it was only right about 55% of the time, but it never had a losing year. And I don't know what's happened since Goldman Sachs bought them out. It's pretty obscure, but that's really what we're watching here today. Okay, we're going to have none other than Norman. He calls it to the minute. Winsky will be our guest today at 12. What the heck time will it be? It's going to be 12:30. Holy cow! It's different. I love this new time frame for me, folks. It's just been amazing how much better it is for me to get the stuff out, and hopefully we'll get it out even faster as we can. The only thing that we have an order working we're flat the euro. We shorted the euro, of course, and covered that the other day when we went down to that 118 level. Listen, we'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks. I posted the chart of the euro, and then right behind that, I posted the chart of Apple. I wanted to get both of these covered. There's going to be a lot of work to do this weekend for the charts on the 24/7 service because we're having a lot of movement in all of these things, including you can see what stocks do when they rally 600 points from bottom to top in a matter of about 12 hours. You have to pay close attention to that. And then also we have gold and silver at really critical levels. And also we have all the currencies. I mean, just looking at the major cross rates, boy, they're getting ready to do something. That's for sure. We've had that major bottom, what we think is a major bottom below 118 in the euro. So we're going to be looking for an entry on that if we possibly can. At much more weakness than what we saw on Thursday, it'll probably negate that. But right now it's looking okay. Now, looking at the Gartley pattern that we're seeing here in Apple, it's very important here, folks. You can see on the 24th, we had a perfect Gartley pattern there at the 120, 150 level. And once it went below the 121 level, you know, that told you that it was going to, we can see the double bottom, and we went all the way down. I believe we went down to 118 or something like that, was right at the 78% level yesterday. And so when these patterns fail, you have to get out of the way because you don't know which ones are going to work. I have the most difficult time with that, just like most of you folks do, because I think they're going to work all the time. And by golly, you know what? They really don't. So you've got to be careful and realize that you're living in a world of probabilities. That's all it is. It's never a certainty. And that's the main thing that you have to remember. You're dealing in probabilities and you're not dealing in certainty. We got to remember that at all times. If we want to take just 1 second here, and it will only take me a minute, I wanted to show something here, just a second here to it's about the Treasury bonds, folks. Just a second here, because we got up to 157 and change, folks, on the Treasury bonds. That completes the ABCD 3 drive to a bottom pattern. Now, this morning we got all the way down to 155 and change. We've rallied up about a full point. So it's trying to make a bottom in here. It really is. But right now, there's just not a pattern that validates going long. I mean, we went long. We got out of our longs yesterday, and we were thinking that possibly possibility. We have to have some type of an ABCD down, and all we got was a very steep correction, and nothing really happens. I mean, so you've got to wait till all the ducks are lined up in a row. That's the only thing that you can do. That to me, that's what trading is all about. It's not about how much money you're going to try to make. It's how much money you don't want to lose, and that's the whole secret to trying to do some of this. I am running, and folks, one of the reasons, a tiny bit of my frustration today, folks, I am on my last legs here on my old laptop. I've had it for 3 years now. It's an old Game Boy. It's been a good one, a Toshiba Quizimo, and I went and got a new Dell that did everything that this computer will do. It'll do everything that it'll do, and it was 1/3 the cost of this one. So some things have come down in price, but this bad boy was $3,200 new, and the new Dell was $1,000 and had everything, and it weighs 1/3 the amount, and the little compressor for the electricity it's small. It looks like a book of matches. It's so small. So it's really cool. It's very light, but it's when you're used to something, and especially when you're not technically adept like I am, it drives you a little bit batty. So let's remind you. Now, yesterday we had the boys from Twitter, Facebook, and Google telling them how wonderful they were controlling everything, and they really didn't have any reason to see why the government would really want to get involved in their business at all. And those guys sat there and they ate it like it was tapioca. Must be nice to have that kind of power. The only thing missing was Jeff Bezos. I was surprised that we didn't have Jeff in, and that's the main thing. Regarding the Treasury bond, someone's asked a question of where the price objective was on this, and if you'll notice, you'll see that the ABCD going back, we bought these last week when they were trading at 53 and change, and the ABCD ended at 57.08. We were out of it at 57.03, but and then it came all the way down last night. It got down to just about 155.12. It dropped about 1.5 points, and now it's backed off a little bit. So it's great for trading in short-term swings, but by golly, that's nearly what we're doing. Mr. Z is telling us that he's telling us about David White's charts. They are really great charts. I'm going to focus on one. If David will send me one each day, I'll focus on it and show you folks, because it does all the work for yourself, and makes it real easy to do it when you're able to do that. Someone just asked a question during the break here was about, we'll have Norm in just a minute, but about puts and calls, folks. If you want to make this business real easy, just learn how to sell puts and learn how to sell calls. That's all you have to do, really, because you have the odds in your favor, 85%. Can you think of any game in Las Vegas that even approaches having an 85% edge? I mean, golly gee, Red Ryder. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, and you're going to ask, Larry, well, how many of you do? I just don't do those. I tried it and years ago, and I just like the straight out flat trading, using short-term patterns, 30-minute, hourly, daily, whatever it's necessary to give me a pattern, and that's what I base it on. I know the probabilities are in my favor substantially, and that's what I try to do. But if you're really interested, and you have to have some capital behind you, you need probably somewhere around $50,000 to really do it, legitimately. But learn to be an option seller, because that's where the money is. Most options, puts and calls, expire worthless. So the other guys that sold those to them, because it's a wasting asset, that's a good deal. So study that a little bit, and I think you'll be far better off from what you're looking at. So remember here, folks, that we live in interesting times here. This is one of my favorite charts that I someday I'm going to look at this and say, gee, this must have meant something. This happens to be the one about margin debt, and you can see where we were in March of 2020. Well, you can imagine where we are in March of 2021. But this is, we've got Robin Hood and Little John and all the other people playing games over there, and they have all the right to do that, and they should, and it's great to do that. By the way, the GameStop had another big run after we had that low yesterday. I know it was up something like $83. That must have taken it up somewhere around $280. Can someone tell me where the GameStop is trading today? because we hit the 786 spot on yesterday, and then I didn't have a chance to update it today because my new computer is it's just a challenge for me, but I'll get it done. I'm going to have it all done by Monday morning. We'll be on the new computer, and we'll be able to see it. Anybody have the price of GameStop? I'd like to know just if it get to that 280. It's only 187.54. Well, it never jumped up that much. I thought it would be a lot more than that. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Okay. Well, we'll be back here in just a few minutes with Norm Winsky from Astro's Trends down in Naples, Florida. He's got some interesting stuff, and we'll be on just a second, folks.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There's no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Norm Winsky is in the house. Norman, how are you today?
Great, Larry. Thanks for having me on.
I had no choice, Norman. We love you, and today was the day. So everybody voted for you, including me. So you have the mic. Give it your best shot, my friend, which is always good.
All righty. So I'm going to go review what we had mid-month. We had a new moon. We have a new moon every month. By the way, speaking of the moons, new moon, full moon, the moon lunar cycle is about 29 and a half days. Some cycles people, often talk about a 20-day trading cycle, 40-day trading cycle. Guess what? That's there's just about 20 trading days in a month. That's the moon. So I don't know if they're in denial or not, but that's what the deal is. I think it works better if you look at calendar days because the planets don't take a day off, So there's stuff happening on weekends and so forth with the planets and the moon. And so I would recommend looking at things from a calendar day point of view. Your Hearst cycle, there's 78 days. Was that? I'm going to guess that's trading days. Is that right, Larry?
I believe those are calendar days, Norm.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
I stand corrected. I don't really know. I'm just taking a guess. So.
Okay. All right. Well, until we know, we can't evaluate.
Yep.
All right. There we go. So we have a new moon every month. The difference from one month to the next is as we move through the year, the new moon lands in a different sign in the zodiac. And in mid-March, we were in Pisces. So you might know that Pisces is the fish, and the fish swim in the big liquid. And so as we change signs with the new moon each month, we run our specials, round up the usual suspects for the new moon or full moon, in this case, new moon. And those are your financials, greens, precious metals. And then due to the sign it lands in, we run a special. And that was because the big liquid, we're going to be looking at oil. Then we also have Mercury, aphelion. That's from Greek. Helios is sun in Greek. And an A in the front means it's afar. So that's, as the planets go around the sun, they are in a elliptical fashion, not a circle. And so there's a point where they're closest to the sun and farthest to the sun. And so Mercury is closely associated with your greens, which are, and since it has to do with the sun, we have sunny corn. Corn is golden, and then we have golden gold. And then we also have your soybeans, stocks, and wheat. We'll be looking at those too. So there's our two items we're going to review, and cycles we're going to review. Here's your corn, and you can see there's the weekend of the Friday was the 12th was a Friday, and the moon was over the weekend, and there you go. We'll be looking to do something. If we're near the lows, we'll be looking to buy on the opening on Monday. If we're near the highs, we'll be looking to sell, and if it's going sideways, we'll do nothing. We like to see extremes, and if we get into the bigger the extreme, the better. So there you go. So corn was kind of trending down, and we were near the lows on Monday's opening on the 15th, and then you had a nice rally. We had two indications there with both the moon and Mercury for the corn, and you caught a nice low there on the corn. Gold was going pretty much sideways, so the two things I had to look at for gold, we're not doing anything because it's going sideways. Just because it's on the watch list doesn't mean we do anything. Here's your crude oil. Crude oil had a top over here about the 5th to the 8th weekend, had a pullback, then a retest rally into the weekend of the 12th when we had the moon in Pisces, and he made a nice top there. So there you go. There's your silver going sideways. Your beans are kind of going sideways. And here's your bean oil. This is a Larry special, Larry. I did this just for you. I haven't had bean oil in my letter for 10 to 15 years. I don't even know how long ago I dropped it. Had a friend who liked bean oil many years ago, and he lost interest, so then I lost interest. But I pulled this up just for you, Larry. It has the word, bean oil has the word oil in it, so that has something to do with Pisces, and we had a new moon in Pisces, and guess what? It looks like maybe the high of the month was right there on the new moon in Pisces. There we go. Here's your S&P. There's your moon there, and the Mercury aphelion. The S&P, we were one day early. Next day, it might have gone a couple of handles higher on the 17th, but that was pretty close to the top there. We were one day early on the S&P. Here, the bonds did not work. That's a miss. If you want to see what a miss looks like, that was a miss. It just kept on going, Here's your wheat. Had a little short-term bottom there, popped about 10 cents. So you had a chance to make a small amount of money. There's the dollar going absolutely sideways, so we do nothing. There's the pound. had, one day early on the low there on the pound, and then it had a nice bounce there on the pound. And there's your euro going absolutely sideways, so we do nothing. That's what a yellow bar is. Here's your yen was going down, down, down till we got to the moon, stopped going down and sort of basing. And if you look closely there, you had slightly higher highs, and then it got going a few days later. Here's your Swiss franc, had a pull back low into the moon, and then had a nice little rally there. There we go. So if you count up the green arrows and try to get green arrows and the red arrows, you have 12 winners, 1 miss. That's 13 out of 13 for 92.30%. So sorry I had a miss there. All right, here's my big interesting research thing for today is that we had an interesting thing happen on Wednesday. This happens about once a month, and that doesn't guarantee, and it's probably a low probability, about 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3, that some of these things will happen during the trading day, because the trading day is 24. I mean, the regular day is 24 hours. The trading day is only that we look at is only 6 hours. So so it's no guarantee it's going to happen again next month. But we did have the moon at 90 degrees to Uranus on Wednesday morning at 9:46 a.m. Eastern time, and you see that was the high there before it dropped about 12 handles in about 7 minutes. Now, you might add, over the many years, I've had many people ask me, Norm, what's the possible mechanism that could make this astrology work? You got the planets out there. Is it gravity? Is it light? Is it whatever? And so I didn't know the answer, and obviously there's a problem here we got the moon making a 90-degree angle to Uranus. Well, how far is Uranus? Uranus is billions and billions of miles away. I went and looked up how long it would take light to travel from Uranus to the Earth, and that's 2 hours. I have it here somewhere. I think it's 2 hours and 51 minutes. You're not going to get turns in the market to the minute when you had a 2 hour and 51 minute lag, so it can't be light. So anyway, a few years back, I turned on, and here we have it if you're outside the U.S., you may not know, we have PBS here, which is the semi-government sponsored non-commercial network where they have educational programs and so forth. They have a science series on there called Nova, and I'm an Einstein fan. They said they're going to have a program about Einstein, so I tuned in and listened to that. And I guess we're going to
pay a few bills, and we'll be right back with Mr. Einstein and Mr. Winsky. 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Okay, folks, we were talking with Norm Winsky and the reference to his first cousin, Albert Einstein. That was a joke, folks. Norman, isn't the theory of relativity based on something with the planet Mercury and the sun? Is how he proved it?
Well, Einstein used Mercury to prove his theory.
Okay, all right, good.
The motion of Mercury. He said, if my theory is correct, Mercury should do such and such and such and such a time, and it worked. That worked out. So anyway, I want to tell you now, so I'll give you a little background. In the early 20th century, the Albert Einstein, when he became into prominence, there were two basic schools of thought in the world of theoretical physics. Both were making major progress. There was these quantum people, such as Max Planck, to throw out a name, and they were focused on subatomic particles. Everybody's trying to figure out how the universe works, and they're focused on subatomic particles, and they came up with what was called quantum theory. Basically, quantum theory says, and you'll be surprised to hear that this is how the markets work. Quantum theory says in a particular time, energy is accumulated like that, and then when there's enough energy, then the things start moving like that, you see? So there you go. So, and then Einstein was mostly focused on the big picture, how the big picture works. And then down the road, somebody said, why don't we put these two big theories together, all this stuff together? And that's when Houston, we had a problem in that they found out that they do the big picture and the little picture, they haven't figured out how to get those to mesh very well. And that's where, if you want to go off on another tangent, that's called string theory. But anyway, to focus on what we're doing here now, the quantum guys came up with this. One of the quantum people came up with the idea that you could split a particle and then into two, particle A and particle B, and shoot the particle B to some distant place. And if you did something to particle A, the particle B would respond simultaneously and accordingly. So anyway, so Einstein, this is one of the few things Einstein had trouble with. He called it a puzzlement, and he studied it, and they would debate each other and so forth. And finally, after a while, Einstein gave up on it and threw the papers in a folder and put it on his bookshelf, never to be looked at again until long after he was gone. And somewhere in the 1980s, a physics prof got permission to go through Einstein's library, and he finds this folder called Entanglement Theory. And so he decides he's going to try this. So they go and split a particle, and they particle A, particle B, shoot particle B far away, and then they start spinning particle A, and simultaneously particle B starts spinning. Basically what this says is that time and distance doesn't matter in entanglement theory. These two things are somehow tied together. We don't know how, and it doesn't matter how far apart they are. And when you affect one, it affects the other simultaneously. And that's the only theory I've ever seen that can explain how if you got the moon to 90 degrees to Uranus, and the market can turn right to the minute there. That's it. If you'd like to learn more about this, you can find punch in Entanglement in your Wikipedia, or there's the program that I watch is, I think, archived on YouTube. It's called Einstein's Puzzlement, Entanglement Theory. Great show, about 50 minutes long on YouTube there. So if you like science stuff, you'll love it. And there you go. So that's what my thinking is on that. I could be wrong, but that's the best theory I've found why that might work. Okay, moving ahead, looking ahead here this weekend. Guess what? What's that?
There's not going to be a written test on this entanglement theory, is there?
There's not going to be a what?
A written test.
I'm not getting that word.
A written test, Norm. It was a joke.
Oh, written test.
J-O-K-E, and I apologize for interviewing.
No pop quiz, don't worry. No pop quiz, don't worry.
We're both from Indiana. You got to bear with me, okay?
All right. Who's your teacher? There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, my friend.
All right. That's a little Indiana joke there. Who's your mom?
I got it. Yeah. It's going over my head as we speak.
Okay, there you go. It's above my pay grade. All right, there we go. So we got the full moon this weekend in the sign of Libra. Libra has to do with sugar and wheat, and your usual suspects, of course. That's the special. And we're also looking at your financial grains, precious metals. We like to see them get to some extreme, or we do not play. Okay, we also have Jupiter making an angle to the U.S. Neptune, and that's your U.S. financials, stocks, T-bonds, and dollar. And because it's a Neptune, again, we'll be looking at oil possibly. And then it's kind of quiet here at the end of the month until we get to the night of April Fool's, April 1. Then we're going to have Jupiter in Aquarius lining up with Uranus in Taurus. That's by, I think, declination, contraparallel. And we'll be looking at cattle, copper, cotton. We got cotton twice. That's a typo. And stocks. Okay. So there we go. So if you'd like to get a hold of me, and I'd love to hear from you, here we go. I got free classes. I can show you my day trading rules, and I have some simple price pattern filters to hopefully keep you out of most of the bad trades, and occasionally we find a good trade like the one I showed you. And here we go. Here's my contact information.
Hey, Norm.
Yes.
May I say something? Did you rent out your beautiful condo in French Lick this year?
Yeah, I got somebody.
Oh, good. I was going to say that's a great deal. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought maybe you could do a little business.
Oh,
go
thanks
ahead.
Thanks for trying to help. But I got somebody who had done it in a previous year, and there we go. Okay. They got back to me the next day after they sent that out. So anyways, so maybe next year, if you're interested in that. So here we go. Here's my contact information. I got, if you don't know me, I got about 50, not nearly as much as Larry, but I got about 50 years of experience. I'm an old dinosaur like Larry, and I was a Chicago floor trader on the CBOE and the border trade for 12 years. And so I got a little bit of experience. So give me a call, 239-594-3939 here in sunny Naples, Florida. There's my email, nwinsky at embark with a Q in the middle, mail.com. Or you can call me at nwinsky_1. Any questions or comments from the Tiger Den, Larry?
I think we're okay. The one question we do have from someone is, have you ever kept statistics on how often these signs of the zodiac call for turns, specific numbers that you've kept over the years?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and like all systems, it gets hot, and then it's not. Fortunately, I have some, like you wait for you might have a time cycle, and if the price pattern doesn't set up right, then you don't do anything. So it's kind of hard to, it depends upon how you look at it. So if they want to contact me, I'll be happy to send the numbers.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for joining us, Norm. We'll have you on again when we have a new moon, which will be in about 14 days.
Sounds about right. Everybody have a great time in the market and a great weekend, and looking forward to helping you.
Thank you very much, Norm. Norm Winsky, folks, of Astro Trends, Naples, Florida. He's been around for a long time and really has got some great stuff with timing in the astrology realm. Okay, now we have a situation where we have a final break. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of the Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, we've got the market making new highs as we speak. I've also posted the chart of the long-term weekly chart of the Dow Jones showing the 5-point reverse wave pattern that is in effect. If we go above 33,000 in the S&P E-mini futures, that would be negated because we did come down far enough to calculate a swing because we dropped 120 handles in the S&P and we have taken back, let me see, we're back at 30, so 60, 20. We've taken out 120 handles. We've taken just about 78% of it back, folks. So this thing could easily, go a whole lot higher. Another one to pay very, very close attention to, folks, is the crude oil, because as I look at this right now, as we're speaking, we just made a high of 61.33, and that touches the old high that we had. That completes an ABCD pattern, folks, on an hourly chart on the heating oil or crude oil. I'm not able to put it up right now because there's not much time left, but keep an eye on that. That might be an interesting spot to watch to see what's going to happen here with the crude oil, because it's at a very, very critical level here, and it may or may not move. We'll have to wait and see. So remember, folks, live everything. I'm a little punchy with this doggone computer. I've been fighting with it all night, but I'm getting there. live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless, and try to help somebody that's got a whole lot less than you folks, because there's a lot of people out there that are really hurting, and they do need help. So do what you can, to make their lives a little better, and you'll be better off for it too. So we'll see you folks on Monday. Remember, we have Holy Week coming up, I think, this coming week, and so that'll be interesting, with April Fool's being on Thursday, so that'll be a fun day also. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude. May God bless. And as I said, live every day in an attitude of gratitude. And please help your neighbors whenever you can.